Good evening, friends. God bless you. Let us continue our study on the battle between David and Goliath. You will find in 1 Samuel chapter 17. But today I wanted to start from 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 6. When they arrived, Samuel saw Eliab and thought, surely the Lord's anointed stands here before the Lord. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. So yesterday we saw that God rejected Eliab, David's oldest brother, to be king over Israel because God saw the pride and anger in his heart towards his brother. And today, we will focus on what God saw in David, what God found in his heart, that God chose a 15, 16 years old young kid to rule over Israel in place of Saul. To answer that question, what God saw in his heart, we have to turn to 1 Samuel chapter 17, where David says that I will go and fight with Goliath, and then they brought him to Saul. And verse 32, David said to Saul, let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him. Saul replied, you are not able to go out against the Philistine and fight him. You are only a young man, and he has been a warrior from his youth. But David said to Saul, your servant has been keeping his father's sheep. When a lion or a bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defiled the armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the paws of the lion and the paws of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine. Now let us read slowly this passage from 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 34. David said, your servant has been keeping his father's sheep, and a lion and bear came. Now, this is this area where David was living, Bethlehem, Ephrathah, and today also it is known for in the hillside you will find bears. In those times, lions were there too. In modern history also, you will not find instances where people, a 15, 16 years old boy, can kill a lion and bear. But when a lion or bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock. So now David is looking after sheep, and one time lion and second time bear comes in and takes away the sheep. Now what normal person will do? Normal person will run away. And they will save their own life. But here is a David. He goes after a lion and a bear, and he takes away their food. The lion and bear's food is lamb, and he takes away from their mouth. Can you imagine that? How can you take away the food from mouth of a hungry lion and a bear? You got to be crazy enough not to think about your own life. That was the heart God was looking after. David never thought about his own life, what will happen. And we know that the things were going bad, because he says that, verse 35, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. So he was able to snatch their lamb or sheep from the lion and bear's mouth. What happened? They turned on David. They acted attacked him. They did not just sit around and let David go. No, they attacked David. And David has no second thought that I will die. He has no second thought. And you know, Jesus Christ, the Son of David, came to seek and heal and to rescue his sheep, that you and me, who cannot defend our own by our own strength. The sheep is helpless. When the lion comes, he was helpless. The sheep is helpless when the bear comes. And Bible says the devil is just like a roaring lion. And he comes. John 10:10 says that the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. He does come to kill, steal, and destroy. And we are helpless. And the Good Shepherd, Jesus Christ, came and died on our behalf. He rescued us. So we can have an abundant life, we can have an eternal life. Jesus Christ did not care about his own life on the cross when he was marked that if you are Son of God, come down. And he could have come down. There was no power in the nails or strength to hold a Son of God or living God on a cross. The 3 nails has no strength to keep God on the cross. It was the love for you and me that kept Jesus on the cross, because he knew that if he come down from the cross, there is no hope for you and me. He died. He did not thought about his own life or his own pain, his own suffering. David has a heart for the sheep. And then the another thing we will notice, when David went after this lion and bear, he says beautiful thing. What he says, let us read. Verse 35, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant, how he was able to kill it? You will say that he used his bare hand. No. Read again. He killed him how? Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. These are uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defiled the armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the paws of the lion. I don't know how. There are paws bigger than our hands, and God rescued David from the paws of lion and bear. I don't know. God was holding the paws of lion and bear. Looks like, just like in lion's den, and when Daniel was in lion's den, God has shut their mouth. God rescued from the paws of lion and bear. Then David was able to kill them. He saw firsthand that I could not have killed them. I could only kill because God has hold paws of lion and bear. God hold their paws, and then David was able to kill with his bare hand. He knew where his strength come from. He knew whom he depend on. He knew who can come to his rescue. And did you notice that he did not took his sling with him? You might have heard so many times that David has practiced with his sling all day when he was tending his father's sheep. And if he was using his sling all the time, he would have taken his sling with him when he went after lion and bear. He did not took his sling with him. So I don't know where Bible does not say that he was practicing using his sling all the time, where you might have read about it, you might have heard so many times. Bible doesn't say that. As a matter of fact, when there was a question of life and death, Just like before Goliath, he is going after lion and bear. He should have carried his sling at least with him, because if he is so expert in killing just with one stone Goliath, he would be able to kill a lion and bear with one stone. He was not using sling all the time. He was dependent on God. And I'm confident he picked up 5 stone, as I said earlier, 5 stone, 5 giants from the Gath and the army of Philistines. He had a audacity and a confidence that 1 stone is enough for each giant. 5 giant, 5 stones. And I believe that he was not so perfect in using sling and throwing the stone that it goes straight to the forehead of Goliath. I believe that God changed the trajectory of the stone, because here God rescued David from the paws of lion and bear, and then he was able to kill them. David knew that, and that is why he said that, King, look, God rescued me from the paws, and I was able to kill this lion and bear. And this Philistine is nothing. I know. I have seen it firsthand that my God, I can trust him. I can depend on him. He will come to my rescue. And that is how he got his confidence. And he used 1 sling, 1 stone out of 5. And God made that trajectory perfect, that 1 stone knocked down the Goliath. You might be questioning about your Goliath in life. Maybe a sickness, maybe divorce, maybe rejection, maybe isolation, maybe financial troubles. But God can hold back those paws that are going to try to scare you or hurt you. God is able to hold those paws. He holds the paws. He rescued David from the paws of lion and bear. He rescued Daniel from the lion's den by shutting down their mouth. He rescued Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from fiery furnace, so the flame even did not touch them. He rescued the Israelites from walking on a dry land out of the sea. Can you imagine? How can there will be a dry land at the bottom of the sea? There cannot be a dry land. It got to be mud. But they walk on a dry land. You can trust God. He can make a way when there is no way. He can part the sea for you so you can walk through the dry land. He will rescue you from the paws of the lion and bear's hands. He can come to your rescue. Because he died. He died on the cross. When he died to give you eternal life, your small problems that you think is big, it can knock down so easily by the strength of God, and he will come to your rescue. Trust him. Believe in him. He is your Father. He will not let you go down. He will be on your side. God bless you, and thank you.